I'm here now. I'm live, right? I've got 55 people. I've lost like half the audience. You'd think after a year of doing coffee mornings, I would have this nailed, wouldn't you? But I don't. I actually don't. I can't. I still come across problems. So what I done was I was checking in with you guys on my phone, and I was like saying, like, pour yourselves a glass of wine and that in the chat, and I was doing it on my phone, and I left that page up because I had to go onto a separate page to go live, and that was firing up in the background, and you could hear it, and it was like, oh my god. But in order for me to get that page off my phone, I had to shut down the live because I couldn't come off the live to do it, so I've had to restart another live, which sucks. Hello. Oh no, the baby club. The baby club, yeah, the baby club. Do you want to come and join us, Thumps? We are doing a live Q&A. Yep, live Q&A. Oh dear, still got a cough. Hang on, Holly.
What?
Can you help me out?
He wants his mummy.
Yeah, I know, but he wants his sister. Just
He
for the
never wants me.
just for the Q&A, he wants his sister. Right, hang on. I think I'm gonna have to. I was just looking to see if everybody had come off the old one and come onto the new one. I'm just gonna have to quickly write that in the chat. I'm so sorry. This is really. Oh no, it's okay because it's finished. I've ended it. It's fine. Okay. Anyway, hopefully everybody will come over and they'll realise that we've started a new stream with a bit of luck. If they've watched it, they'll know that's what I said I was going to do. So hopefully they'll realise and then they'll come on over. I might just actually delete that. No, I can't delete it completely because I need to do the... I'll leave it, and then hopefully people that go on there will come on over because they'll watch it and realise. So... Anyway, good evening, everyone. I think we're finally there. I think we are. It's Saturday, and it is very rare that I have a Saturday off. It's so funny because I said to you guys, like, I'd be doing this Q&A pending, and that, like, if any sort of gigs come in, and, like, I left it really, like, close to the wire and thought, right, well, it's Saturday morning. I haven't had any gigs come in, so I can't get someone to watch Thumps for me now anyway, for me to go and do a gig, because usually I'd contact my mum or my dad. Like Holly probably could, but usually like I leave him more with my mum or my dad. And obviously mum and dad have got plans now, and what do you know, as soon as I set the Q&A up, I got a text message come through from my agent saying, are you free tonight? And I was just like, I'm not now. Like, if you'd have contacted me yesterday before my parents made plans, I would have been. So, like, I was just like, that is so typical, innit? That text message comes in straight away. And I'm one of these people that will always cover where I can. But because Tim is out of town, I can't, like, I can't just go spontaneously. I need to make arrangements. Whereas if Tim was here at home, I could just go, yeah, I'm there, and I would go. But because Tim's away, I'm like, okay, I've got to see who can watch Thumps and stuff like that. So it, you know, it's not so easy last minute when Tim's away. But if I'd found out yesterday, I could have like got mum or dad to come and sit with him, but it was just like left to the wire. So, but that's what happens with like agencies. It does happen, you know. But yeah, I just thought, oh, well, you know, because we were that close to not doing the Q&A. But anyway, the good news is we are doing the Q&A. I'm here at home in the kitchen. I wanted to do it in the lounge. I wanted to put like the log fire on the TV in the background, you know, like I used to do in the early days. So it was all really cozy and stuff like that. And I'd got the red wine, and we were going to have a proper wine evening. It was going to be amazing. But the problem I've got is Casper is still running around in the lounge, so I can't really do a Q&A in there because the TV is occupied by Elmo and stuff like that. So at the moment I can't. But anyway, I keep getting confused with the fact that because I'm always, when I go live, doing a coffee morning. This is not a coffee morning, this is a Q&A. So I've been saying to people when we did the quiz nights and when we did the coffee mornings as well, I was saying to people, like when they were asking me questions, I was like, save it for the Q&A, because I'm going to do a Q&A and I need that content basically for that. And obviously it was taking the focus away from the quiz nights and the coffee mornings. So this is the time to interrogate. But like I said, before the questions come out, I've got some pre-questions that have been done, which I'll read out, but I'll keep up with the chat and read as many as I can. I mean, to be fair, you might not ask any, I don't know, and then we'll end up talking like about loads of garbage all night. I don't know. I'm probably no questions at all. I might be the most uninteresting person ever, but I do have some that people had sent in earlier from Smidge. That wine is not for you, that is for me, not you. By the way, this bottle is empty, but it's not empty because I've had it tonight before going live. This is left over. Like, we went to Brewers Fair yesterday because Holly took me there for Mother's Day, and Mum came as well, and Mum bought a bottle of wine, and I had one glass and Mum had a couple, and then Mum was like, oh, there's a glass and a bit left in here, I'm going to bring this bottle home and then you can have it. And I thought, oh, that'll just tie me over nicely for the Q&A. And then when my dad popped round earlier, believe me, it was a flying visit, he brought me a bottle of wine and went, this is for you. And I was like, oh, thanks, Dad. And I thought, and I've still got like 2 bottles of red wine that I don't ever have the chance to get through. But it looks like I've been binging on the wine, and I haven't. It's literally left over from our meal. Call us skanky if you like, but we did take it home. And yeah, because why would we not? It's got a lid, isn't it? If it was corked, it might be a different situation, but it's got a lid. So we did take it home, and yeah, and that's where I'm at. I can't even remember what I was saying now, but yeah, I just wanted you to know that I did not drink that whole bottle. It's important you know that, because I know that the trolls think I'm an alcoholic because I've got a glass of red on the go all the time, and I do have a glass of red on the go all the time, or a Prosecco or something, and I love it. But the truth of the matter is, they only see me with that one glass or the second glass if I'm lucky and I get 2, and that's all they see. And in their minds, they're like, because I'm quite chirpy anyway and quite outspoken and giddy in general, they were like, she's an alcoholic. And it's like, no, I'm not an alcoholic. That is normally what I'm like. And the amount of times people have said to me on Tim's Lives when we've been walking, has she had a drink? And I'm like, I haven't had anything. Like, why would I drink it? Like, what was that? It's all right, it was just a toy. That's mother for you. Mothers always panic, don't they? So anyway, let's do some shout outs and see what we've got. We've got Lou's Weird World and has been a channel member for 13 months. Oh my God, get in, nice one. And we've got Anna Tidmarch, and she has gifted a membership. So thank you so much for that, Anna. That's much appreciated. Big thank you to all the mods that give up their evening. We've got mods here, right? I hope we have. I haven't really looked. Oh, we've got some mods. Brilliant. We've got Andy Mullaney. We've got Craig. And I'm sure we've got some more. I'm sure we've got Belvedere as well. I'll just have to go through and see what we've got. But anyway, the mods that are here, thank you so much for giving up your evening. You mean so much to me. You're amazing. I love the fact that you do this for me. It does mean a lot. Thank you so much. But let's do some shouts. We've got Michelle D. We've got Craig Cargill, Jules B, Vampy Twine. Like I said, we've got Anna Tidmarch, we've got Andy Mullaney, we've got Amanda Beach, Christine Parsons, Julie C, and we've got Barry Coppett, guess we're here as well. We've got Daniel Butterworth, Alicia, C Kitch, Bin Bag UK, Michelle Butterworth, and we've got Gaming FFC. I said Vampy Twine, haven't I? Hazel Manship is here as well. Ingrid Castle is here. Judy McGarty. No, not Epsy. I Spy. Sorry, at a glance, I thought I said Epsy. I Spy is here. Jules B. We got Mark Wigan. Paula Williams. Helen Bosworth. Rachel Barker. Alicia Holtz. James Robinson. Yeah, we've got another mod in the chat. Beautiful. We've got Harrington. Daniel Watkins is here as well. We've got JKW105 in the chat. Hi everyone again. Hi to you. We've got Brid. We've got I'm Richard. Jenny Meadham, DJ or remixes. We got, sorry, I had to, oh, I like what you just said, DJ or remixes. Gabby, me and my partner absolutely adore you. Do you sing at weddings? Well, I don't sing at many weddings, but I have sung for some functions for weddings. So yeah, I do some of those things. So, and it all depends on location. Are you far? Are you near? Are you in the East Anglia area? Where are you? Let me know. We've got Millie, we've got Life with Hina, Sarah Gibson, Honey, Life with, I've said Life with Hina. I just said that like literally a second ago. We've got Mel Carden, hi to you. We've got Carol P. I think I'm catching up. We've got JB. Jenny Pearson is here as well. Am I catching up? We've got Eugene McGeever. I'm going over the same names now, so I'm going quiet. We've got Rachel Barker, Joanne J. It doesn't help that, like, I can't see little writing, does it? We've got Charlotte 19. Steve Starbucks in the chat. Evening, Gab. Evening, Dad. Nice to see you on here. Dad's in the chat. Say hi to my dad, everyone. We've got Jason King. Christopher Goff, Duncan Masterman. If I've missed anyone, I'm so sorry. I'm just trying to scan through quite quickly now so you haven't got any blank bits when I'm talking. Helen Bosworth, Robin M, Sue Terry, Amy is here, Matt Struley, Sean Edwards. Hi, Big Sean. Thank you for joining. I saw Big Sean, Member Spoons the other day. Darcy Hart, Freya Coles, Jason M. We've got Honeybee, Tim Parker, Smokey, I like that name. Emily, Paul Silver, Carly Thomas, Matt. Hang on, skip past everyone now. And we've got Matt, we've got Jacko. They're all coming out. I'll try and keep up with everyone as we go along anyway. And we've got Blaze as well. So this is, like I say, fire away with any questions that you've got. Are you all having a drink as well? Let me know if you're having a drink, because, you know, it's nice to know that I'm not the only one having a glass of wine. I feel like I'm having a drink with someone then. I Spy says, first question, brilliant. Can you sing Fiddler on the Roof? So some of these questions I might just answer and they're going to be really, really blunt. They're going to be like, yes, no. Fiddler on the Roof. I've heard of it, like the title. But I don't even know how it goes and I don't know the song. So I'm going to say no on that one. So that's my first question, which is quite interesting, isn't it? Oh, someone's having a Prosecco. Who's had a Prosecco? Anna Tidmarch. Good on you, girl. Enjoy it. Jenny Pearson's having a cider. Oh, Michelle's having a rosé. Amanda Beach having a cup of tea. Why not? If you fancy a soft drink or a hot drink, I'll be having a cup of tea after I finish this. Trust me. Susan Kelly says, I'm having a gin and tonic. Good on you. It's not everyone, like, it's nice, isn't it? Because Saturday night, that's when people like to have a drink, isn't it? Jason King, it's morning in Los Angeles. Bit early for my drinking. Coffee it is. Well, do you know what, Jason? The coffee there tastes amazing. In Los Angeles, coffee is amazing. Jester DJC is having a Diet Coke. Paul Drury's having a vodka and orange. Sam Gibbs is having Jaeger bombs. Oh my God, they can't last you very long. You got them all lined up, these Jaeger bombs. Okay, so here's my next question. Evil Chimmy, do you always pay the hotel to look after Casper when you travel there? We always wonder what to do with our baby. To be honest with you, we've only started getting babysitters since we stayed that one night at the Shard, and not all hotels offer a babysitting service. So because they're sort of high-end hotels, they do offer a babysitting service. So, but the babysitting is from a London agency, and they're just like sort of highly approved by the hotels, like it's a trustworthy one in their book. But I don't know if I'm supposed to say it, because like say we booked through the hotel, but I do have the card for the agency now, because we've landed the same babysitter twice and she's absolutely lovely. And I was so glad when we got her the second time round, because It was when we were at Claridge's, and as soon as I opened the door, I was like, I know you. Do you know what I mean? Like, and that is so lovely for Casper because he's really familiar with you. And I was like, do you know what? I wonder if, like, next time we book, if I can request you, because don't get me wrong, every babysitter we've had, we've sat down and we've had chats to and everything before we've gone for it, like before we've sort of left the room and everything, we've sat with them, felt comfortable with them and everything. And, they're all really, really lovely women. But it's just so nice that I've had the same babysitter twice now. And I'm like, right, that's it. That's good. We're comfortable. We've found a decent babysitter. I mean, like I say, they're all nice, but it's nice that we've had her twice. Casper's become really familiar with her. To be fair, Casper's really, really good with them all because they're all so playful with him, and they're just really, really lovely girls. And yeah, I would highly recommend them. But like I say, when we were going to stay at the Big Blue for Valentine's, and that didn't happen in the end, mainly because of things that had gone on with, like, things within the family. So we asked the Big Blue if they did a babysitting service, and they didn't. So I'm assuming that the babysitting service is only with the high-end hotels. But because I've got the agency's contact details, I don't see why, if we're prepared to pay the fee, we can't contact them direct if we're ever in that area in London. So obviously, if you're interested in doing anything like that, I can highly recommend them. They're really good. And the thing is, it's not cheap, but if you're wanting that one-off, where say you don't go out very often and you just want that stolen moment, because not everybody's like privileged with having like their parents babysit and stuff like that, are they? Or their sisters and their brothers and stuff. So, and because obviously we're in London, there's nobody available. So, yeah, we found that they're really good and trustworthy. So yeah, I definitely highly recommend them. So if anyone is interested in doing that as a one-off and thinking, it's a special occasion, we're happy to spend that little bit more just so we can have some one-on-one quality time, I'm happy to recommend them. So obviously get in touch. I'm not on commission though, damn it. I should, being a YouTuber, should this not be a sponsor? Do you know what I mean? Should I not get commission for this? I should, shouldn't I? Craig, oh my God, thank you so much for your super chat. I'm just going to heart it and I'm going to like it. Thank you, Craig, because you can heart and like super chats now. It's amazing. Thank you. Happy coffee morning anniversary. When you met Tim, how did you know he was the guy you wanted to spend the rest of your life with? Oh, that's an interesting question. That's a mushy one, but it's interesting. I was expecting quite a few Tim questions to come up, actually. Well, I knew quite soon on, actually, that Tim was going to be the guy for me, because we had been dating for like 2 weeks. I've got to be careful what I say because my dad's in the chat. Unless he's just switched off and got bored with me. He might have got bored with me and gone. I'm not sure if Dad's still there or not. But after 2 weeks of being with Tim, I went and got his name tattooed on my foot. And it's all right because we told each other we loved each other. And it was 2 weeks to the point of starting to date. I think when you know, you just know. And not long after we'd exchanged I love you, I went and got his name tattooed on my foot because I was so sure. And I'm really, really picky with tattoos. Like, if I'm going to get a tattoo, it has to be one that I've thought of for a really long time before I go and do it, because I would hate to... my cousin, she got a tattoo when we were at college, and it was a spider's web, and because she was going for a bit of a grunge vibe at the time. And I just remember her being in absolute tears because she was like, I really wanted a tattoo, and the one I wanted they wouldn't do for me because it was going to take too long. So I just wanted one so badly, I picked this one off the board, and she lived in so much regret for it because it was right there on this part of her arm. And she always said that it reminded her of Onslow from Keeping Up Appearances. And and I know what she means because it's like in a bit of a butch place kind of thing. And she was just so upset. Like, she was like, I did that on a whim. I really, really regret it. And I think she's actually had it removed now, but I think she's had to have a few sessions to get it removed. But she was absolutely gutted. So I've always been like, lesson learned. if I get a tattoo, I think I'd already got a tattoo before she got hers, actually. I'm not sure. Around about the same time, but I knew what I wanted. I've always thought really long and hard about it. So when I got Tim's name tattooed on my foot, I just knew instantly, even though it weren't one that I thought long and hard about. But I was a little bit annoyed with the way they designed it. It wasn't quite how I wanted it, but I'm happy with it. So yeah, I knew quite quick, 2 weeks in, but there was like I'd met him through a friend, and I saw him in a pub when I was singing, and it's gonna sound awful, but I didn't really register, if you know what I mean. I didn't really look at him in that light, because I'm not that kind of person. I don't really go looking for something. If it comes, it comes, and that's that. And I've never like been on dating sites or anything like that. And I'd met him, but I wasn't thinking of him in that light. He was just a nice looking guy in the pub, and I not really thought anything about it. And then the mutual friend that we had gone to, like, he was an entertainment manager at a holiday park, and he wanted me and Tim to judge a talent competition. And I think he knew what he was kind of doing because Tim had just split up with his girlfriend at the time, and I was single. And it was like, so I think in his mind he knew what he was doing. And he said, yeah, I'm getting my friend to judge that night. And he was like, and I went, isn't that boy from the beach, like the beach radio? Because I'd already met him from a previous time. And he went, yeah, it is. It just so happens that he split up with his on-off girlfriend, actually, and he's going to be judging too. So it's kind of a little bit of a setup. And like when he walked away and told me about it, at first I didn't sort of react. And then I said to my mate behind reception desk, which is where I worked at the holiday park, at Richardson's actually it was. And I said, actually, thinking about it, he was quite hot. And she was like, oh, was he? And I was like, yeah, he was actually quite hot. So I've got to take another look at this guy, actually. From what I can remember, he was quite hot. And then that was it. I'd started thinking about him, and I was like, actually, like, he was quite hot from what I can remember. I do want to talk to him. I do want to see if there's a connection. And when he walked in the bar, he looked so dapper. He was wearing like a suit jacket, and he was wearing jeans, and he just looked really sexy. And he'd got this sort of, like, his hair was gelled so tidily. Like, you get a lot of boys these days that have got a bit scruffy in their appearance, but Tim has always took pride in the way he looked. And as soon as he walked in, and he was sort of like beaming from ear to ear, and he was like proper Jack the Lad, and I was just like, yeah, do you know what, he is really hot. And then we started talking, and then I think that's when we had so much in common, and you know, there was a mutual connection, and that was it then. And from that moment on, like when I left that evening, I went back to work, I think it was like 2 days later, and our mutual friends had said, he wants to know if he can have your number because he'd like to take you for a meal. And I was like, oh my God. I was like, God, I'm from Great Yarmouth. No boy I've ever met has ever offered to take me for a meal, because they're all a bit on the rough side. Honestly, every boy I've ever dated in this area has been not much cop, if I'm being honest with you. But the thing is, there's not many people about, and you get the best of a bad bunch, do you know what I mean? And you just sort of pick them. And I've been like dealt a bad hand when it's come to guys. So when he was like, he wants to take you for a meal, I was like, because obviously Tim's not from around here, is he? And he knows how to treat a lady. And I was like, okay, so yeah, great, yeah, you can have my number. And I was like writing it down, there you go. I'll have caviar, I'll have lobster, I'll have the lot. And I remember sitting around my dad's house, and I was like, it's been 3 days and I have not had I have not had a text message or a call. And then the next day, it's been 4 days, and I swear to God, it must have been 5 days. And I eventually got a text message, and I honestly thought it's done. I thought, he's got my number, he's not taking it any further, he's one of those sorts, and it's not going any further. And then he texts me, and I was like, oh my God, he's texted me, oh my God. And I just had like the total butterfly situation. I was so excited, and he was like, do you want to go out for a drink? And I was like, a drink? Our friend said that you want to take me for a meal, and now you're saying a drink. So you're like, you know, being a bit of a cheapskate here, because now you're saying drink. And I was like, and I was like, well, if it's not going to be a meal, I'm not going to be able to fill my boots, I suppose I'll just go for I'll just go for the drink then, whatever. So we went to a pub on the Prom in Great Yarmouth to have like a one-on-one talk and that, and we had a drink, and because of the way I am, I had one drink and I was so tipsy, and I don't think I'd ever seen anything like it in his life, because I was just giddy and excited, and in Tim's word, I was drunk, but I weren't. Like, if you saw me drunk, I'd be like asleep. So yeah, I wasn't drunk, I was just excited. And he took me home, and my dad was at my house at the time. And when I got out the car, I went in for a kiss, and he pulled away, and I felt so embarrassed, and I just wanted to die. I just wanted to die. I was like, this is so bad. I've just been rejected. So like, I thought we were getting on really well. We're laughing and we're joking, and I'm like, hang on a minute. I think this person is like a male version of me. We're getting on so well. And I go in for a kiss, and he pulls away, and I just thought, oh my God, I just want to die right here, right now. I just made a complete fool of myself. And then he went, what are you doing tomorrow? I was like, nothing. And he was like, do you want to go for a meal? And I was like, there's that meal. And I was like, yeah. I'm like totally confused, because he's just not given me a kiss. He's pulled away, humiliated me. But he took me for a drink, we got on well. This guy's playing mind games with me, but he wants to take me for a meal. I'm like, okay. And so we go for this meal. He picks me up the next day, and he opens a door for me and everything, treats me like a total gentleman. Treats me like a woman. He's a total gentleman. And then we only go to Bella Italia. But for me, that was impressive, because like I said, I dated these skanks, and it was really nice to like go out for some food somewhere really nice. And when he took me home, he opened the door and he went, this is how you do it. And then he kissed me and went in for a kiss. And I thought to myself, shall I pull away or shall I just continue? And I thought, I'll just continue. So, and then that was it. And then we were inseparable from that point onwards. And he always said to me, I didn't want to kiss you on the first date. He said, I felt like that was really disrespectful, not from my point of view, but from his point of view, taking a woman on a date to kiss her on the first date. He said he felt like it would be rude to do that. He said he wanted to treat me first and get to know me so that I could trust him and stuff like that before we got to that point. So yeah, that's basically how it went, and we were inseparable. And then like within 2 weeks it was I love you, when we've you know, I slept at his house every night or he slept at mine, and yeah, we just never were apart. It was just crazy really. And then I think when you know, do you know what I mean? And that there was this like at home connection. I can't explain it. Tim always said getting with me was like coming home, and I always felt like in my life there was like a little bit of a gap, and not a gap, but like I suppose everybody sort of waits for that soulmate, don't they? But I always felt like, I don't know, like every time I had a boyfriend, I was always like, just something's not right about him, do you know what I mean? And you just, then you'd be getting older and you'd be thinking, what do I do? Do you know what I mean? Like, do I settle for somebody, or do you know what I mean? Or should I be on my own my whole life? And I don't know, I always felt like there was this massive gap. And then once Tim got into my life, it was like a massive door opened, and like it was like amazing. It was like dying and going to heaven really. anyway, if he's watching this, his head's going to be getting big, so I'm going to stop talking about Tim now, because like that was one question and I just spent about half an hour answering it. Louise Haran has been a channel member for 2 months, so thank you so much, Louise. I really appreciate that. I hope I haven't missed too much in the chat. By the way, if anyone does ask a question and I don't see it, feel free to, you know, repeat it. Obviously, don't like copy and paste, give me a chance, do you know what I mean? But obviously feel free to repeat it, it's fine. I'm just going through to make sure I haven't missed anything, because I've gone on a little bit of a tangent there and I knew I would do that. Michael says, are you doing a vlog from Haven Seashore in Great Yarmouth? What do you mean, like a holiday park review or something like that? Or do you mean like a gig, like a weekend gig thing? I don't know what you mean, Michael. I probably would feature Seashore, like if I sing there and put it in like a weekend vlog, but we don't plan on staying there really, because me and Tim have both worked there, and it's, I don't know, it's not really a place that's on the cards, but I know that Tim's done a bit of a walk around and that, and he's vlogged it, so you know, there might be something that comes up on Tim's channel there, I don't know, but I don't plan on doing anything on my channel for Seashore as such, you know, unless, like, say it's a gig as such. Barry, thank you so much for your super chat, for kindly giving up your Saturday evening. It's an absolute pleasure, Barry. Like I say, I'm celebrating the fact that I've been doing coffee morning for a whole year, and I don't know where that year's gone. That is absolutely nuts, but years do fly, and that year flew. Mel says, where in the world would you most like to go? That's an interesting question, that, Mel. It's an interesting one. I don't know. I'd really like to go to Venice. Like, I'm not one of these people that's got like all these major desires or anything, but sorry, Barry, yeah, thank you for that, I really appreciate it. But yeah, I haven't really got any, like, Niagara Falls would definitely be on my list, but once I've seen Niagara Falls, I can't even sip this yet. I'm gonna sip this, because if I sip this, I might stop tripping up over my words. Yeah, if I go to Niagara Falls, once I've seen it, what do I do then? Is there places you can go if you're there on holiday, or do you just, I don't know, but I'd like to see that. I also haven't seen the Eiffel Tower, but I've been to Paris. Well, Disneyland Paris. Been to Disneyland Paris 3 times now, and I've drove there twice, and I've not seen the Eiffel Tower. So I'd like to see the Eiffel Tower, but I really want to see Venice. I think Venice is going to be so cool, the way they've got like all the little mini rivers and that. That's somewhere I'd really like to go. I don't always want to be on a vacation that involves sunbathing as such. Do you know, I do like my sunbathing holidays, but there is more to a holiday than sitting on a sunbed. There's other things that you can do, things where you can actually get out and have days out and explore. Like when I went to LA, that wasn't a sunbathing holiday, that was a go to Six Flags, go to Universal, go to Disneyland, go to Beverly Hills and see where the stars live, and or go to Santa Monica, and there's loads of different like things you can do. And I like those kind of holidays where you can just get up in the morning, pack your bag and go off for the day and do that, and not necessarily sit on a sunbed. But I don't mean hiking. I don't want to do any hiking. I don't want to do any bike riding. Sod that. I don't want to do anything that's going to reveal using too much energy, because I can't stand exercising. I hate it. I hate exercising. I'm not one of these people that sit in a gym. I can't be bothered. Like, I'd probably like now and again maybe do like 20 sit-ups a week for that, if I feel guilty, if I've had a pizza or something. So I don't really like going on these energetic holidays, doing things like that. But I like going on days out places. I like going into, I like going to museums, as long as they're museums that are of interest to me. Like I love going to Beamish, things like that, you know. So yeah, those kind of places really. Gabby, would you ever return to Tunisia? What did you think of the last trip to Hamanan? I can't pronounce it. Is it Hamanan? I can't pronounce it either. I loved going to Tunisia. I absolutely loved it. Don't get me wrong. We did. I don't know if I love Tunisia or I love the hotel and what it offered. I think that's probably more what it is. I think because we went on a TUI Magic Life and that was just brilliant. The hotel standard was amazing. The activities that they offered were for all ages. Like they did fitness. Well, I just said I don't like doing fitness, but I did do a steps class just for the crack. But they do that, and then they do aqua stretch in the pool, and I made a fool out of myself doing that. So yeah, but then they do things with the kids as well, and they do water sports if the sea's not too rough. And obviously, because it's all inclusive, you've got your drinks all in, and you know they provide coffee, and you know me and my coffee, and your teas, and yeah, 3 meals a day, cocktails, and the cocktails are a decent standard there as well. So the entertainment's crew were brilliant, so friendly. Obviously, if you watch my vlog, you'll see back what it was like. And the shows at night time were really good quality. And I love the people that were there at the time. Like we made friends with a lot of people there. So I don't know if it's the hotel and what it offered that made me really enjoy Tunisia, because when I actually stepped outside the hotel and we walked down the promenade, I was scared. I'm not gonna lie. Like it felt like I'd be walking down the street and they were like groups of men, like not, I know like as their culture and they do things like that, but I did feel like eyes were like that. And I did feel a bit like, do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, a bit worried, because I think even if I was in the UK, if someone's looking at me like that, I would be terrified. So that made me feel a bit uneasy when I went out onto the streets. But you could see that once upon a time, the promenade would have been incredible, but you could just see that because of money and everything that had gone on, because I think there was like a tragedy, wasn't there, in Tunisia, and I think a lot of tourists stopped going, and I can't remember what it was now, but there was something that happened and a lot of people stopped going, and I think there was not as much money being ploughed into the tourist trade, and it was so sad to see. And it's the same with Egypt and stuff like that, because if only everybody could be nice, it would be absolutely incredible. But yeah, I did feel a bit on edge going down the streets, but in the hotel I didn't feel at all on edge, and I had the best holiday ever. So if you're staying in your resort, you will have the best time. You really will. But I probably would just be cautious if you're going out the hotel, because it probably is okay, but you've just got to have your wits about you anywhere you go, really. But that's just how I felt. But I had a great time. And yeah, I'd go back, but I'd only go back if I had got a hotel with the same package that was offered. The price of it was great as well. Joanne J, Gabby, would you like a cruise holiday? Hell yeah. Yeah, baby. I would love to go on a cruise. I would really love to. I don't know how that would be with Casper though. I heard that babies weren't allowed on cruises, but then they do Disney cruises, so some they must be able to go on. But I would love to. I love the thought of being on an all-inclusive cruise, being in a different destination every day, or being in one spot for a couple of days then moving on. I love that, the fact that there's that variety there. And I don't think I would do any of their trips, because I don't like being tied to trips. Like, I always love it when me and Tim get our own car and we can go where we want and decide. I don't like being governed by a coach trip. If someone's like, yeah, you've got to be at the coach at this time, you've got to be back by this time, or it's not for me. I hate that. But make sure you bring your packed lunch. School trips, no. So when I'm on holiday, I don't want a school trip. And yeah, so those sort of things I don't like, but I would love to be on a cruise doing that and having like drinks and meals and yeah, just activities being on the cruise. Yeah, I would love to. And I think it's on the cards. Like Tim was talking about doing one for his channel, but I think what people forget is when we go on these, when we go to these places, these hotels or these trips on Tim's channel, you don't really get to experience them the way a proper customer would. It's nice, but it's not, you can't really relax when you're filming at all, and that's the hard bit. Like you want to just sit there and you want to relax and you want to have a drink and that, but Tim's he's thorough with his work, and everything has got to be, he's a really skilled videographer, and everything's got to be a certain way. So with my channel, I like huff it a little bit, and I'm just like that with a phone, but Tim has to get his angles right and his shots and stuff like that, and they're time consuming. And where people think, oh, look at them like having like the best time, I think, well, it's work. It is work. It looks good, and we do show you it through our eyes, but when you're the person perceiving it and you're sat there and you're filming and you're working, you're not enjoying it like it looks. If you know, we do love it, don't get me wrong, but it's not a full relaxation breakaway. Do you know what I mean? It's you have to take all these things into consideration, and sometimes when Tim does the room, I have to like go and make myself busy somewhere so he can film it and stuff like that, you know. And I've got like, I've just driven to London, what should I do with myself now? Or I'll go and have a walk around the city. And then there's part of me that thinks, I just really want to have a cup of tea in the room, but I can't, because he's got to film the room as it is when he walks in, and that takes time. So I can't just go and have a cup of tea when I arrive from travelling, little things like that. I can in the lobby, but if you go to the Ritz and have a cup of tea, you know, you're talking about like a tenner a cup, right? Or is it £20 a cup? I can't remember. So yeah, I would like a cruise holiday, Joanne, totally. Has Tim been somewhere you wish you went with him? This is going to sound like I'm lying, but no, I'm not joking. If I wanted to, I could go on some of these places, but I don't, because they're quite full on with the filming, and you think when he's there, he's only there for a short period of time. He's got to do this, that. Like when he went to Tenerife last, he was like, I've got to film this hotel, that hotel. I've got to do the travel day. I've got to do the airport traveling, and why you should visit Tenerife. And I'm like, God, that's like 4 vlogs in one. And it's like, wow. So where do we have time for each other? I'd rather be at home learning how to bake shepherd's pie, because it's more chilled. And when you've got a baby, that's probably all right. If I didn't have Thumps and we were how we were before, then yeah, I'd like be his co-partner and I'd probably go everywhere with him. But when you've got a 2-year-old in tow, and believe me, 2 is really, really hard. Like today, he's so clingy. I can't even wash a pot, man. Like if I go to wash something, Casper's standing there with his arms up, like pick me up. And maybe I've mollycoddled him a bit, I don't know. And I don't regret it. I would rather cuddle Casper than wash a pot, trust me. But I am like, God, I can't get through the washing up. And I'm not joking. It's crazy. But yeah, not really. There's not really any, there are places I would like to go in general, but not necessarily on a filming trip. So if that makes sense. Ben says, hi Gabby, my partner saw you bought another Pram. Oh, sorry, my partner saw you bought another Pram. Do you still have the Silver Cross Click? We have one, but I'm thinking of getting the Pop for rougher terrain. That's exactly what I did. We bought the Pop, and so it's like you said, throughout the winter, the Click stroller is great, and I've gone back to it now, and I forgot how blissful it actually is to have the Click, because if any of you don't know what we're talking about, I bought Casper. So he's got the travel system stroller, which he can actually be in that till he's 4, but it packs down quite quickly, but it does take up a little bit of room because it's a bit more bigger. But we bought the Click for the aircraft because we can put it in the overhead locker. And the biggest mistake I made with that was getting a cream one. If you're going to get a Click, don't get cream, because I've got coffee stains on it that I can't get out and everything. And it's not like you can put it in the washing machine and you can't pull the covering off, so all you can do is scrub it. And I'm yet to find something that's going to remove these coffee stains. So yeah, and I knew it would happen, to be honest with you, but it was all right for a week. And so this this click, it goes down so easily. I can go like that, and it literally takes up the smallest space in my car. But in the winter, I think because it was cream and because it is lightweight and you've got like high winds and rain and stuff, and I did feel like I needed a bit more of a robust stroller. So we bought the Pop stroller. So we've now got the Oyster travel system, we've got the Silver Cross Click, and we've got the Silver Cross Pop, which is basically like the old style like I had when Holly was little, really, with the handles that go in. And the thing is with that, it folds up long ways, so it does take up like the full width of your boot, or if you're going to put it on the back seat, it will lay fully across, so it's not very small. So it's nice and it is strong. You can feel it's a strong stroller, but compared to the Click, when now the weather's getting a little bit nicer some days, I've gone back to the Click and I'm like, this is bliss. So they've both got their pros and cons. I do think if you're going to have the Click, you do need to have a sturdy stroller to maybe keep in the house for if you're going for local walks or for these rough days. But you can't go wrong with the Click because you can just take it everywhere. And even when I've got like my PA system still in the car from the night before, I can still fit the stroller in, and it's amazing. But with the other one, if I've got my PA system in it, then the other stroller doesn't fit in. I've got to take something out. And yeah, so the Click is amazing, but just don't get cream. It looks great for a while and then it's not. so yeah, we did go for the Pop in black, and yeah, it's great. Sonia says, I wish I had this video before buying my buggy, lol. Yeah, do you know, I did also think about doing a review on the Pop, but I didn't get much what's the word I'm looking for? The video didn't perform well. So I was assuming that not many people were too interested in it. So when I got my next stroller, I was like, well, should I do a video on it? And then I was like, well, if nobody really were too, nobody was too fussed about the Click, then they're not really going to watch the Pop, I don't think. God, I just saw someone's comment. That can't be on there. I'm going to have to move that. Sorry. I did say ask me anything, but you can't, yeah, you can't be rude to people. Not being rude to me, to someone else, but you can't do that. You have to be nice. Anyway, catching up. Where am I at now? Oh yeah, it is Mother's Day tomorrow, so happy Mother's Day. Robin M says, did Casper complete the scavenger hunt? Oh, at the Savoy? No, because he fell asleep. So he couldn't do the scavenger hunt, unfortunately. Chris Goff says, would you go on the Orient Express? Yeah, I would. I don't really know, sounds really bad, but I don't really know much about the Orient Express, to be honest with you. But yeah, I'd try everything once, within reason. Within reason, like, as long as it's legal and everything. What else have we got? Mark Wiggin says, wish I saw you and Tim at the Pleasure Beach. Oh, were you there, were you? Anyway, the vlog for the Pleasure Beach is coming out soon. It's the next one to come up, so keep your eyes peeled for that. Daniel Butterworth, hi Gabby, Michelle and I are visiting Said in Turkey next month. Have you been to Turkey? No, I haven't, and I would really like to go. There's been so many people that have said to me it's a really beautiful place, so I would really like to go. So we were going to go, was it last year when there was an earthquake? I think it was, weren't it? And that put me off a bit. And Tim was like, well, you shouldn't really let things like that put you off. And I'm like, well, no, it wouldn't. An earthquake wouldn't put you off, would it? Because a volcano doesn't put you off. But yeah, I was a little bit dubious because I was like, oh my God, what if things are a bit fresh out there? And, but yeah, I would go to Turkey. Yeah, I would. And I'd like to go. So I guess that's a case of watching this space and see what happens. JKW105 says, apart from Winter Wonderland, what attractions would you visit when you're in London? Well, we have been to Shrek, so we've been there. We've been to... I've done Madame Tussauds before, and I've done the Rock Museum. I don't even know if the Rock Museum's still there, because I'd done that when I was younger. Where else did we go? I'd like to do Harry Potter. Haven't done Harry Potter, but I'd really like to go there. And I know it's not like in London City, but I really want to go there. Tim's been there, but I've wanted to go there for so long, so I really want to try that. I've not done the wheel, but I've not got a desire for the wheel either. So yeah, I'm not really too bothered about that. I think it's because I've been on all, you know, we did like the big wheel in Winter Wonderland. So I just don't know if we'd see anything more from the big wheel than we've seen like in the Shard and from the Sky Gardens. So I don't really have a massive desire for that. And I've done wheels before at other places. So yeah, I'm not too bothered about that one. We've done like a taxi river cruise, but we haven't done like a proper river cruise, so I'd like to try that as well. We've done the dungeons in Blackpool, and people were saying it's exactly the same, so we haven't done the dungeons in London. So I would try some other places, but I have done quite a lot. So yeah, I think it's just a case of going to Harry Potter next. I think that's got to be on the card. It's got to be done. Anna Tidmarsh, what are your favourite songs to perform, Gabby? Well, actually, Anna, I know that you requested for New Year's Eve, Pink, Get the Party Started. And when you suggested that, I was like, oh my God, I've got to learn that, because that is going to go down so well at my gigs. I've got to do it, and I'm going to do that. It's just a case of learning it, but that's going to be perfect, and I'm so going to do that. And I wanted to do it for New Year's Eve, but like, it didn't get picked out the bag, did it? I don't even know if I agree with what did get picked out the bag, but and I know I didn't perform one that got picked out the bag because I couldn't. Something went wrong with the backing track. But my favourite songs to perform, I think it all depends, because if I'm doing something I've just learned, then they're going to be my favourite because they're fresh. Because sometimes when you've sung the same songs for years, you just get bored with them. And most of the stuff I do, I'm so bored with. I can sing it like I'm enjoying it, but I can't say I do enjoy it. I mean, a lot of the numbers aren't really my cup of tea anyway. If anyone watched my Q&A with my mum, then you'd have heard me say that I don't... I mean, I like modern pop, really. I like my 80s stuff as well, but I don't really like some of the stuff that I'd sing at the conservative clubs and stuff like that. And I don't really like all those cheesy numbers. Like, I don't really like Sweet Caroline. I don't like Mustang Sally. I don't like... I'm just throwing myself under the bus here because I'm a singer, and whoever's going to book me is going to go, she don't like singing her songs. But I don't like Mustang Sally. I don't like Hi Ho Silver Lining. I don't like... Because I've oversung them. They're oversung, and so now I don't like them. But what I do like is watching the crowd enjoy it. So if we're talking about like me on a personal level, I love singing Dua Lipa songs. I love singing... I learnt the Barbie one that she done, the dance one, and I've performed it once, because all the venues I've gone to in the winter have been conservative clubs, and they're not going to know what on earth it is. So I've saved that like mainly for holiday parks and stuff. So I'm looking forward to bringing that back, because I've only performed it the once, and I really enjoyed performing that one. So I like that one. Oh my God, I can't really think. I do like singing my Bon Jovi stuff. So I do like doing that. You Give Love a Bad Name. Like that one I recently put in my set, and I really love singing that. I like the Caribbean Queen one as well. That's not even like one. I sang that came out of the bag, didn't it? And that's quite a newish one that I've learned, but because it's 80s, I love 80s. So yeah, it's weird being put on the spot. It's hard to think. Oh, and I like singing Wilson Phillips' song, Someday Somebody's Gonna Make You Wanna Turn Around and Say Goodbye. I love that one. So there are a few I really like, but the problem is the ones I like are the ones that some of the places that I have to play at are not gonna enjoy, because they either want the party atmosphere or they want the older generation tunes. So yeah, that's basically it really. Oh my god, 259 people watching. I didn't even look at the numbers, so please hit the thumbs up, because I can only see that I've got 25 thumbs. Surely you guys can spare me a thumb, can't you? Come on. So yeah, that's the answer to that one then. They're my favourite ones really. I don't have a specific one. I do love singing ballads though, because that is my forte. I'm quite a high singer and I'm a very low singer as well. So my range is quite massive. I wouldn't say I have got the prettiest voice. Do you know what I mean? Like it's not a pretty voice as such. Like if I hear myself back, I'm like, oh, do you know what I mean? I'm not out of tune, nothing like that. I just don't necessarily like the sound of my voice. But I'm very high and I'm very low. And when you've got like a high and low range, you can conquer ballads really well. And I really love the achievement of doing a really good job of a strong ballad. And like I used to sing I Will Always Love You, My Heart Will Go On, and like Faith Hill, There You'll Be, and like loads of ballads I used to do. I did a Valentine's gig actually. I think it's on my Facebook. It might even be on YouTube, I'm not sure. Love songs. And they're all ballads. And I just love doing them. But the problem is when you do gigs, unless you're doing a Valentine's gig, and I've only really done one gig on Valentine's Day, because it usually will land like weekday or something, and you don't usually get booked out then because people want you Fridays and Saturdays or Sundays or summertime or half term and stuff like that. But I only do one ballad usually, and it'll be the end of the night. But I have started to, at the Conservative Club, slip a couple more in, because they love to slow dance as well. So for those occasions, I've slipped like a couple of slow ones in. But if I'm at the holiday parks, I can't get away with it. I can only end on a ballad. So the sad thing is, no one can really see my potential until the end of the gig. And it's a shame. And I'm really unfit as well. Like really, really unfit. Like I can't run to like the corner of the road without being like out of puff, because I'm asthmatic, but it's no excuse, because I used to dance. So that's no excuse. But I just get shattered so quickly, like if I'm running. And when I'm dancing on stage, I like to move. I'm a bit like Elvis in the respect where if I'm singing to a beat, I've got to dance to that beat. But the problem I've got is I get like really out of breath. And when you're out of breath, your notes sound really naff, because you end up really jittery. And you're out of breath, you're nervous, and both those factors make your voice wobble. And I just think that when I'm on a big stage and the pressure is there, you're nervous because you're on your own and you've got to entertain a massive room on a big stage, and you're all on your little Todd, and you haven't got a band backing you up, and you're just on your own. It's nerve-wracking a little bit. I'm all right just singing in general, but you know in your mind the pressure is there to keep these people in, and it all depends on you, if you know what I mean. And then that can be nerve-wracking, that pressure. So I'm not nervous about singing on a stage in front of a massive crowd. I'm nervous about holding the crowd, thinking, can I do it? Can I do a good job? And those nerves and being out of breath when you're dancing because you want to do a good job knackers your voice up a little bit, and then people just can't see your true potential. So it's a bit of a pain, really. Anyway, I'm going on a tangent about singing again, so I'm really sorry about that. And anyway, what's the next question that we've got? I'm working my way down the list. Shirley Quinn, good question. Have you got your resized wedding ring back yet? Right, I got a story about this ring. So, no, the answer is no. So Tim bought me a ring for Christmas. We all know, I've shown it off on socials. And I'd said to him, because we are going to renew our vows. That's a definite. We were meant to do it on the 10th year. 10th year has passed because it coincided with having Thumps and we just couldn't arrange anything. So it possibly might be next year. So we're a few years behind with that. But we were going to mark the 10th year by renewing the vows. And anyway, so that's something we're going to do. I said to both my rings, my engagement ring and my wedding ring don't fit me because I've lost so much weight since then. I don't know why, because I feel fat and like I weighed myself in the Boulevard, or was it the Savoy? Oh, I don't know where I was. I weighed myself and I was like, I'm 9 stone, what? And I was like shocked because I'm usually 8 stone something. I was like, oh my God, I've gone over 9, what? And I thought, God, I really need to lay off the sweeties, man. So I don't know what happened, but my rings don't fit me. But apparently, according to the scales, I've put on weight, so I didn't get it. So maybe my fingers have just got thin. I don't know. So these rings, anyway, they're the engagement ring. I went to go and get it resized, and they said that the claw that holds onto the diamond, one of the claws is weak and it's going to snap off. And they were saying that if we resize it, the ring itself is going to break. And I was like, right, well, I don't want to get it resized then. But if I wear it, it just slips right off. So I can't wear it. But my wedding ring can be resized. So that I can do. But I don't have an engagement ring. So I said to Tim, in passing, I would love to have a replacement. It weren't a hint, well, it was a hint, but I'd love to have a replacement engagement ring, like, because I don't have an engagement ring and I want my engagement ring and I want to wear it because I want to wear both rings together. And at the moment, I look like a singleton. So I was like, yeah, the engagement ring I really could do with replacing. Anyway, this was ages ago I said this to Tim. And then on Christmas Day, lo and behold, he bought me an eternity ring. And he was like, this is an eternity ring. This is for when we renew our vows. This is like a forever promise ring. And, you know, the diamonds go around it. And they go around it on purpose because it's this eternity ring. And I was like, wow, like I love, and it did look amazing. So I was fine with that. I was like, this is just an incredible ring. Both rings that I've got at the moment, they can stay in the box. And I will just, you know, wear this eternity ring. But Tim, bought it massively, and he was like, oh, he said, I thought it might not fit you, but I didn't think it'd be that big. He said, I thought we'd have to get it resized, but I didn't think it'd be that big. I was like, that's massive, man, but it's so pretty anyway. So we took it in to get it resized, and they said, well, because it's so big and because your fingers are so little, we have to order a brand new ring in, and then when this new ring comes in, we need to send that new ring back. And that new ring then needs to get resized because we can't resize it this many times down. And I was like, okay. And then they went, so this could take until February. You're right. To get this ring back. I was like, great. So we kept going in there. And anyway, we went in there, didn't get the message that it had come back. It got to the end of February and we're like, what's going on with this ring? And they were like, oh, we don't know. Can you come back? We'll have a look and see what's going on with it. And then can you pop back on your way back to the car park and I'll find out what's going on with the ring. And it's an expensive ring as well. You know, it's not like anything cheap. So Tim's invested a lot of money in it. And they sent us a text message while we were having a coffee in Cafe Nero saying that the ring had broke and that they'd lost a diamond in it. And I was like, no. And they were like, it's up to you. We'll repair it or you can pick another ring. And so me and Tim were like, well, what do you want to do? And I was like, well, I don't know. I'll have a look at what they've got because in theory, if the diamond has easily come out of that one, I might lose a diamond again. So I need to get another ring. So I had a little look around and there was no other ring that I was drawn to apart from this other one, which was in the engagement section. So it's like eternity ring wise, they're all pretty basic. So it was the one Tim picked. I was like, I'm only drawn to that one. I said, but but I like this other one, but it looks like an engagement ring. And I was like, and plus you picked this one, and I wanted one that you picked. And then, so anyway, we said, like, can we reorder that one? And then that needed to be resized again, and we had to wait. And then we went for a coffee somewhere else. And I don't know why, but something was coming over me and saying, get the one that looks like the engagement ring, because you don't have an engagement ring, whereas you do have a wedding ring, so you can wear them both together. And I was like, Tim, I've made a mistake. And I went, I don't think we should get that one, because like I said, the diamond's going to come out of it. I can't wear that one with my wedding ring, but I can wear the one that looks like my engagement ring, and I can have that as an engagement ring / eternity ring, because who says you've got to buy it from the eternity ring section? It's what it means inside, really, isn't it? And I was like, and at least I can wear that with my wedding ring. And anyway, I was drawn to this ring. And he went, right, I'll go back and I'll go and tell them. So I sat there with my coffee, and he went and did the dirty work. And he came back and said, job's done. And he said, I've had to put some more money towards it. He said, but like, whatever you want. And I was like, thank you, that's really kind, blah, blah, blah. The best bit was the ring. It was more expensive than the ring he originally got, but they had a sale tag on it. So it was on offer, but even on offer, it was more expensive than the one he got, because it was quite a high, expensive ring. And when we went back in to see if it had... Put Elmo on, Bubba. Elmo. When we... bear with me. Yeah, when we went back into the shop to ask about it, she said to me, we made a mistake on that one. That wasn't on sale. We put the tag on the wrong ring, and so we actually got £1,000 off the ring, and it was actually meant to be an extra £1,000 on top, because they put the wrong sale tag on. And then when Tim apparently had gone back into the shop, they had looked at each other afterwards, and because we've been mucked about with the old ring with the diamond coming out, they were like, oh my god, and they were like, that sale sign shouldn't have been on there, but because of the Sales of Good Act, if that tag is on it, you got to honour it. And they were like, oh my god, we're just going to have to honour that, because Tim had been mucked about so much. So we got £1,000 off the ring, and we shouldn't have done. So yeah, but anyway, I got a message the other day saying that the ring is ready, and yeah, so it's ready to pick up. So my ring is ready, but I just haven't gone into Norwich to go and get it. But it's a completely different ring to the one that I'd originally got. It's basically got diamonds like all around it, apart from like sort of the band at the back, and it's got like a big teardrop or pear drop, I don't know what you'd call it, diamonds in the middle. It's just lush. It's just really, really lush. But I'm not a materialistic person or anything like that. It's just that I really wanted to have an engagement ring that would go with the the wedding ring, basically. So yeah, that's basically what's happened with the ring. So it will be back soon, but honestly, I got it in December and it's now March and I haven't had that ring on my finger. So it's crazy. How long have you been doing YouTube? Tracy says. I started doing YouTube before Tim. You wouldn't believe it, but I started doing YouTube before Tim. But I only did it where I posted my gigs. So my gigs were on there and that was it. So it was like if I was trying to get work somewhere, I would lead people to my YouTube and say like my gigs are on there. And to be fair, the quality is terrible because when I first started, phones weren't what they are today. So when I look back on it, I'm like, God, it looks terrible. It looks really, really bad, but it's not. But anyway, I started doing it like that. And then I didn't really start concentrating on it until Tim started doing it. You know, so mine were just like sporadic uploads for my gigs. And then like Tim started, and then I started doing hauls mainly. And then I was like uploading my lockdown gigs on there as well. So it was like lockdown gigs and hauls. And then when we started going on holiday after lockdown, I thought, well, I'm just going to like vlog my holidays. And then it sort of transitioned from there. So it went from like gigs and hauls to holiday vlogs. And because they were working really well and people seemed to enjoy them, I just thought, well, I might as well just continue doing vlogs. And then I started doing weekend vlogs and stuff like that. And now it's just, and then the coffee mornings started. And they just really took off, the coffee mornings. And I didn't know how it was going to go. Because I did coffee mornings on Facebook, like back in lockdown. And they were okay. Do you know what I mean? They worked out all right. It was just company for people, really. And I thought, well, I'll give it a go on YouTube, you know, because people seem to like live streams. And yeah, I don't know, we've all become a little bit of a community on there, and everybody knows everybody now. And it's been a year, and we've all become friends on there. And I'm sort of the person that hosts it, but the guys in the chat are all friends with one another, and they're all having their own conversations and everything. So it's almost like an excuse to have a meet up, really. And we do put the world to rights a little bit, and we do have some subjects have been a little bit harsh, but true to life. So they're worth discussing, if that makes sense. So there's been, they've been really successful. Christopher Goff says, time flies, great channel from a lovely family with great content. Thank you so much, Chris, and channel member for 14 months. Wow. In fact, actually, I think this is a good time to bring Holly on, actually. Holly, do you want to come and say hi? Because, like, Holly started her channel, actually, and because you were saying great family, Holly started her channel, and she's only recently started doing hers, and hers is doing so well. And I just want to say thank you to everybody that supported her as well, because she's done amazing. Holly, come and say hi. Let me shuffle up a little bit.
Ignore the fact that the bottom half of me is in my pyjamas.
It's okay, mine is in my pyjamas too. We only get dressed up from the waist upwards, don't we?
Yeah, you can really see the front.
So Holly, tell everyone how you found doing YouTube recently.
How I found it. I really enjoy it. It's one of my hobbies now. Well, my main hobby now is doing YouTube. It's just really fun, and each day I get more and more passionate about it. And it's nice to be able to do it with my family as well. So it's nice for something. It's nice because it's something we can all do.
There's some really nice comments. Everyone's saying hi Holly, hi Holly. They've subscribed. Greetings Holly, which is really nice. GD Parry says sub to all three. When's Casper getting his? I don't think it'll be long, probably, to be honest. So Holly, what's your best performing video? A couple of questions aimed in your direction.
That's quite a easy one. That is my car video, which is at 29,000 views,
which is pretty insane. That is pretty insane.
I didn't expect it to do that well, to be honest, which is why I look like a scruff bag in the video. But if I would have known it was going to do that well, I would have made a bit more of an effort. But you're not going to look your most glamorous when washing a car, are you?
Do you know, I think that about my vlogs all the time. Like the ones that we did in London, I look back on them, the Savoy carriages, and I look like death warmed up, but I'm not joking. You know, we were talking about, did we see a ghost? I was the ghost in that band. People are saying that we need a Holly and Tim question versus. Me and Holly did one, actually. It was last year, weren't it?
What?
Like, you know the one I did with Mum the other day?
We've never done one of them before.
We did. We sat right there and did it.
Oh, I remember. No, but that wasn't like a... I don't really know what that was, to be honest.
I don't know what it is. I didn't even know what the one was I did with Mum. I got drunk. I had one glass of wine and got drunk. I'm not sure what that was. Andrew Lane says, your car video really motored. Oh, I like that saying. It really motored. Mark Wiggins says, your channel is fabulous, Holly.
Oh, thank you.
Some lovely comments.
That means so much.
So what's the worst performing video?
I think it is my baking video with Granny.
Is it?
Yeah, which is a shame
I thought that would
because
do well.
honestly, so much effort went into that video. I felt like I was filming all day long. It was probably the longest video I had ever edited. When all the clips were together, it came up to about, like 90 minutes long. And I had to edit all that down, and I got it down to 12 minutes.
Do you find it's easier editing a video when you've got loads of footage, or do you find it easier when you've got less footage?
Well, less footage. It all depends really how you produce the video. Do you know what I mean? Like how you film the video is what I mean. It all depends. Like I find that ones where I'm sat down like this and I decide to film a video, I do tend to not stutter, but you know, just go
I do that all the time.
and
I'm like,
my grammar,
so,
and then I notice I repeat things a lot, so that needs cutting out because I look silly just saying the same thing.
But that's
over
the
and
problem
over.
when you're editing. Because you're editing, you watch yourself like 1,000 times over, don't you? And because you're watching it 1,000 times over, you really notice, don't you? More than ever. Like if it was just one straight, you know, like now I'm doing a live, I'm not even going to watch this back, so it's not bothering me if I say or whatever. But when I'm editing and I'm going over it,
You
I'm
want
like,
to perfect
oh
it.
my
'Cause
god.
it makes it look like you've got really bad grammar. And to be honest, I think on my last video my grammar was pretty bad, but I didn't realise.
I don't really care. I mean, it is important to have good grammar, but if my grammar doesn't come across right, I don't stress about it. I wouldn't take it too seriously.
No.
If you know what I mean. Colour and chat with, hang on, it's chopped off half your name on the super chat. Anyway, colour and chat, thank you so much for your super chat. Hugs from Delaware. Hey Holly. Oh, that's lovely, isn't it? Hang on, I just went to like it and I'd already liked it, so it unliked it, so I had to like it again. Thank you so much for your super chat. That's really kind. I've noticed you on the channel so much recently. It's lovely. Jules B says that's the best one. Do you mean the one with mum in it? Mark Wigan, random question to you both. What's your favourite fragrance perfume? Ooh.
Well, mine is probably the Ariana Grande perfume. Well, at the moment,
Her perfume's lush.
Yeah, I think I'm not even an Ariana Grande fan, to be honest. Like, I don't dislike her, but I'm not a fan either. But her perfumes, like, all of them are so amazing. And I think my favourite is the Sweet Like Candy one, because I like a perfume that smells like sweets. What's yours?
I don't have it at the moment, but my favourite scent of all time, is a More and More. I love to experiment different perfumes all the time, because I think life's too short. You've got to test what's out there. You can't just stick to the same one. But my favourite one is a More and More, because it reminds me of when I worked in Gran Canaria. The smell of it straight away just takes me right back there. Don't get me wrong, it was a lonely time, but I had some good times too. I just love this scent. It's amazing.
I will say as well, a couple perfumes that you have had before, which I've never actually owned, but I do really love, is the Britney Spears perfumes that are like in
they're really nice, aren't they?
I think the purple one, the
Fantasy,
pink one.
Is it called Fantasy?
Something like that, but they're
something
really
like that.
nice as well. The celebrity ones are actually pretty good.
And do you know what? There's another celebrity perfume which is really nice, and it's one Tim's bought me a couple of times, and I've had it like in the past as well. It's Christina Aguilera, and I don't know how many perfumes she's got actually, but it's this specific one, and it smells so nice. That's amazing. And I really like Gucci Rush as well. It comes out like a bit more of a like solid spray, but it's so nice. It's like in a red square. There's quite a few perfumes I like.
I know.
I like DKNY as well for daytime, but Tim can't stand it, so I won't buy it anymore. But I love DKNY.
I don't know what any of them are.
The Tower one.
I don't know any of them, so I've just gone blank.
I've been round the block. I'm older than you, so I probably have had time to experience them.
A really popular one is the Black Opium one, but I haven't even tested that, 'cause Have you seen the price of it?
Tracy Sayer says, did you ever like the Katie Price perfume? I've never tried any. I didn't. And I don't know. I think I might have seen one in Savers actually. But no, I've never tried it. So I wouldn't know what that was like at all. Jules B says Body Shop White Musk. Oh, I've never tried that either. But I do like the Body Shop moisturiser, the strawberry one. Yeah, that's good.
Body Shop is closing, isn't it?
Well, it might be, but they still do a really, well, they did or do a really nice. What's he doing? What are you doing, Bumpies? He likes to get into weird spaces. You are both really articulate.
What does that mean?
Like, well spoken. Are you kidding me? We're from Norfolk.
Definitely not.
Eugene says the shop is closing down.
I never buy from there. I don't think I've ever bought anything from there. I've only ever owned Body Shop stuff as if it was a present. I've never bought from the place.
Yeah. So what perfume are you using at the moment, Holly?
I've got a few. I've got River Island one. I've got a couple Ariana Grande ones and a few Ted Baker body sprays.
Yeah, I've got a couple on the go at the moment. So like I've got Emporium Armani.
I don't know what.
Which I was using. I was using diamonds. I was using it at night, and I've now decided to use it during the day because I've sort of decided the scent is more daytime, and I'm using Ghost at night. I don't know why. I don't know if it's the seasons.
Do you like the Alien one?
No, like everybody raves about the Alien one, and I've smelt it, and I don't see what's the fascination. No. I mean, I'm not saying it isn't a horrible smell. It's nice,
but for the money,
but it's nice. But I didn't smell it and go wow. Compared to like a More and More where I'm like, wow. But then, isn't that what makes us all different? Isn't that why we're all our own unique characters? Because we all like different scents and we like different things. Otherwise, it'd be a boring world, right?
People say that when you used to have a perfume, well, it's probably like you said, you have a perfume that you sprayed at a certain time, and then when you spray it, it reminds you back to that time. As well, I only found out the other day that perfumes expire. So, because I've saved all my best perfumes, I save my best perfumes for special occasions and special occasions.
You're not articulate at all.
Told you, this is what I have to edit. So I better start using my good ones before they go out of date.
Do you know what I know this sounds awful.
I didn't know.
But sometimes I'll have a perfume and I won't use it and I'll get it for Christmas and I've hardly touched it before the next Christmas and I'm like, I hope I'm going to use these perfumes before I die. Do you know what I mean? Like, because if it's taken me that long and I've just had a couple of sprays and you're only on the planet for like, what, the best part of, say like majority of people live to the age of 80. I was tired. Like, on average.
Bless him. Maybe he wants to sit in a chair. I don't know.
Well, I'll let you do that when you go back. Can't even remember what I was saying now. Yeah, the average, say like the average age is to 80 on average. I don't really know what the average age is, but say that. It's taken me 1 whole year to have a couple of squirts of perfume. That will still be standing there when I die. For sure.
My friend from work said that she's got the same bottle of perfume she's had for 10 years straight.
I can believe that. Do you know what? If you're looking for a really cheap perfume that smells incredible and you don't want to break the bank, this is my tip of the week, right? Go into Savers and buy Exclamation. It reminds me so much of my childhood. It's in like a white and black. If anyone's around my age, you'll probably remember it. But Exclamation smells incredible and you can pick it up for a £5 in Savers and it doesn't turn into cat urine after midnight. It is really nice and it stays on. It smells so good and it just takes me right back to the 90s. It's incredible. I wonder if you still remember it or not. But yeah, they've got it in Savers. Well, in Yarmouth Savers they do for a £5. And I bought it for my sister for Christmas. I think it was like a couple of years ago. And she was like, oh my God, where did you find it? I was like, Savers have got it. And it smells so, so good. Craig Cargill has sent in a super chat. Thank you, Craig. Holly, would you ever cut your hair as short as your mum's? Do you think my hair's short, Craig? Well, it is short compared to yours, isn't it? Yeah. Oh, that's a good question, Craig.
What do you all think? Do you think I should cut my hair that short? Oh, I don't know. I don't think so.
Well, would you like to?
No, not anytime soon. No, not at all. I've had long hair for a really long time and I'm still trying to grow it. It's a bit of a mess today, but...
How long are you wanting it, Holly?
Just how I used to have it before, like, just... I don't know, like... just longer than this. No, I think I'd look older with shorter hair, I reckon, but I can't bring myself to do that and I don't want to, so...
Yeah. 284 people watching. Please hit the thumbs up if you haven't done so already. That would be absolutely amazing. It's been a lovely evening so far. How long have we been live? 84 minutes. Wow. God, I'm having a blast. Russell Holmes says, power fragrance, as Jeremy would say, oud is the best. What's oud? Do you get that? What's oud?
Spelt how?
What is oud?
Are you sure that's... Where?
O-U-D is the best. I don't know what that is.
I don't think it's pronounced like that. I don't know.
I don't know what that is. Life with Hina says, same here, Gabby. I have loads just sat there on my dresser. Yeah, every Christmas, everybody gets you a perfume because, or sometimes does, because that is the dumb thing to get a perfume at Christmas, isn't it? But like, you have ones that you only wear on a night out, and how often do you go out? And like,
it's like you have a day perfume, you have a night perfume.
I used to have a work perfume as well when I was at Richardson's, so I'd have like a nighttime perfume, a work perfume, and a chill out day perfume. Crazy. But at the moment it's Ghost and Emporium Armani Diamonds. But they're not my go-to scents. They're just scents that have been gifted to me, which I'm just enjoying while they're here, because I just think, well, I'll never use them if not. Oud is a Middle Easter fragrance, super strong. Never heard of it, Russell. Oh, Middle Eastern. I thought you meant Easter as in Easter eggs. Oh my god. Right, Middle Eastern. Right, I'm with you now. I'm with you.
Even I knew that, but I still don't know.
I thought you meant, you said Middle Easter, and obviously that was a spell check. I thought you meant like a spring perfume.
A perfume to have in the middle of Easter.
Sonia says, it's the start of Ramadan on Sunday, so my Mother's Day is going to be delayed. Oh God. You don't eat on Ramadan, do you? That's what that's all about, isn't it? The funny thing is,
What are you doing?
what are you doing?
I think he's bored.
Yeah, he is. You need to go and keep him company. And if you wouldn't mind, a yogurt from the fridge would be amazing. Anyway,
Bye.
ladies and gentlemen, this is Holly, my daughter.
I'm only going to be
She's
just
only
in
gonna
the
be
room
there,
next door.
so you might hear a shout through. But if you haven't subscribed to her channel, do subscribe to her channel. It's Holly Linden. I was gonna say it wasn't. I didn't know
just my name.
if it was like a Holly dot Linden or anything like that. But yeah, Holly.
Well, my
Linden.
Instagram is Holly_Linden, but YouTube is just Holly Linden.
Bye. Bye, Holly. Holly, she'll probably be in and out and backwards and forwards, but she's obviously just, why I do this, she's just keeping an eye on Thumps. People are saying goodbye.
Bye, everyone.
No, Casper's just chucking his toys everywhere. That's what he's doing. I've got some questions that sort of came in earlier as well. A question from Colleen Bradley came through. My question is, will you and Tim ever come to Northern Ireland to create YouTube videos? Thank you. I don't know, to be honest with you. That's the answer to that. I really don't know. I don't see why not, but I think it all depends on if there's like, at the moment, Tim's doing a lot of quirky videos. So he's doing ones like that are got like a bit of a twist to them, you know, like he's doing like the airplane one, isn't he? And then he did the crane one and that, because of the time of year as well. So he probably like focus a little bit more towards the holiday parks when we're in season, but because of this time of year, he's doing more like unique sort of type hotels. But if he's got like a draw or a pull to somewhere, something that can sort of fit in nicely with the channel and make him go there, he probably will go. So I think he will go. I think he will go if there's sort of something there. So just watch the space. He might do, because he's not been anywhere near that area. So he may go. You never know. You never know. What was this question by Paul? Hi, Gabby. Would you think... Gabby, would you think you get a YouTube award? Do I think I would get a YouTube award? Not for a very long time. I am way behind Tim, and Tim's got his first YouTube award. Do you know, it's so funny because he is so far ahead of me, and quite rightly so. But a lot of people say to me like, well, if Tim's got this many, how come you've only got that many? And I'm like, well, for a start, he's got a really nice niche, and mine is just vlogs of my life, which isn't going to necessarily suit everybody. It's people that have invested in me, that have come from Tim's channel, that are just liking what I do. And that's probably why, or other people that have come from somewhere else. So you're not going to get all these people that really enjoy all these fancy hotels and stuff like that come over to my channel necessarily anyway. No, I think I'm a long way off an award, a long way off. But at the moment, I'm just happy to be staying afloat, to be honest with you. I'm just glad that like I've got like a little bit of a community that like each other, and we're just, you know, getting through it. Do you know what I mean? And it's working, and it's nice, and yeah, I'm earning an income. It's not a great income, but it keeps me going. So but let's put it this way, I can't just do YouTube alone. Like, I have to sing, because there's just no way I could do YouTube alone. So I'm not getting funds that would I could survive on, if that makes sense. So with YouTube and the singing side by sides, it basically replaces what I am not getting from my old job at Richardson's, if that makes sense, without going into too much detail. So yeah, what else have we got question wise? Big question, Russell Holmes, where have you wished you had been with Tim reviewing hotels? I think we've had that one, haven't we? What's been the one you were most jealous of? Well, I'm gonna be like, I think I've kind of answered this today, but I'm none. None, because it depends how you look at it. Like, I can go to these trips with Tim if I want to. I mean, it does cost him a lot more to take me, but I could go on him. But when I've got Casper in tow, some of them are really hard work, all that traveling for like one night or 2 nights, you know. So, but then if I was going there as like a proper guest and not for a work situation, I think probably the one I'd be most envious of. Can I have a second to think about it? I've never really thought about it before. Obviously I was gutted about the one about Lapland. I should have gone to Lapland. I was actually meant to go. I was on my way. Well, we all know the story and how that ended, don't we? Where have I been most jealous of? New York. Definitely. I think I did what I've always wanted to go to New York, so probably a New York one. I've never wanted to go and stay in a crane hotel. No way. I've never wanted to stay in an ice hotel. No way. I'd be freezing. I'd be like, what do you do when you get out of the shower? Oh, no. I'd never wanted to go down the bottom of a cave. No way. So, yeah, New York hotels, I think I'd have liked to have maybe joined him on those, but we wouldn't have had any time to enjoy it. It would have just been full on. So, I'm not I'm not jealous, because I could have probably have gone if I'd have really wanted to. But when you've got a toddler, it's no break. It's just work. So, but if I'm looking at it from an outsider's point of view, thinking I'd like to have gone there and there's no work included, New York, definitely. The hotel where Home Alone was filmed. Although, did he say there were bed bugs there? I can't remember anymore. I don't know where the bed bugs are and where they're not. Craig, why didn't Tim go to the Jamaican Inn? Where's the Jamaican Inn? Is that the one down south? Is that the haunted one? Martin says it shows it's worth checking how much time is left on your passport. Oh my God, I know. Claire B says, was you worried when Tim was so close to the volcano that erupted? I was fuming. I was absolutely fuming. I think we were doing like a Q&A afterwards, and I don't know if that was the night when I got a little bit emotional. I can't remember. But when Tim booked the break, it's not a break, so that's not a break, the hotel to go away, he said to me, and these were his words, I've just looked at like what's going on out there, and there is a chance a volcano might break. And I went, well, if there's a chance a volcano might break, don't go. He went, yeah, but I paid for it now. And I'm like, so it's not worth it, is it? It's your life. And he went, oh, it'll be all right. It'll be all right. It's not, it's very unlikely. It's unlikely. And I'm like, well, do you know what I mean? Well, I can't stop you. And the thing is with Tim is a loose cannon. Like, he is the sort of person that you can't tell him anything. He will just do things on his own, and you can advise him, and he will take that advice on board. But there's a good chance Tim will do what Tim wants to do. And when he's making content for this channel, this is his life, and he is so hell-bent on perfecting things and getting things right, and he will do what needs to be done. And that'd be that. Now, if I'd have got my hands and knees and begged him, he wouldn't have gone. But I was just like, do you know what? It's your life, it's your choice, go. And he went, and I woke up that morning to a text message saying that the volcano had gone off. I can't remember what it was word for word, but as soon as I read it, it's not nice, is it, when you wake up to bad news? So straight away, the love of your life is in a hotel where a volcano's gone off. And straight away, you're just thinking to yourself, this is bad. This is really, really bad. But in my mind, instead of being sympathetic towards him, I was just so angry, because I said to him, well, if you think there's a chance, don't go. And he was basically like, oh, it'll be all right. Do you know what I mean? Like, I advised him, and my advice wasn't really the advice he wanted to take. And this is the way sort of Tim is. Like, even when we've been on like vlogs in the past, and he's needed to get like the shot, like say what's that word called? The money shot, that's it. Like, he's been on the edge of cliffs and everything, and I've been like, don't go too close. And he's like, it'll be fine, it'll be fine. And I'll be like, don't, because it'll be me that's got the problem. And he'd be like, it'll be fine, it'll be fine. And he'll get it, and he'll do the shot, and he'll come back, and he'll be like, well, what are you worried about? And I'll be like, I'm so angry with you for doing that. And he's like, yeah, well, no, but it's a really good shot. And I'm like, it's not good for me if something was to happen, you know? So little things like that. So I've got to that point now where I'm just like, he's just going to do what he wants to do, if you know what I mean, and just let him get on with it. And I was just angry. And then when I spoke to him on the phone, I rang him up straight away, and he was at the airport, and he'd made it to the airport all right, and he was going, oh my God, it was so scary, rah, rah, rah. And I was just like, I'm so angry with you. And he was like, all right, stop shouting. And he said, like, I nearly died. And I was like, yeah, I know, but if you actually listened to me, you wouldn't have been in that situation. So from my point of view, I was angry. So I wasn't upset, I was more angry, really, because he put himself in that situation for the sake of a vlog. Don't get me wrong, I watched it back, it was an incredible vlog. It really was incredible to watch. I did feel like I was watching a movie, and it has been successful. And I suppose it's like news reporters. You have to live life on the edge. And because Tim comes from a media background, he's used to that environment. So that's what he does. But for me, as an emotional wife, I was stressed. I was so stressed. I can't believe we've got 280 people watching. Hit the thumbs up. Hit the button. It still says I've got 26 thumbs up. Has nobody put the thumbs up? Go on, what's the random?
It's not really related to what you're saying, but I just thought of it. I think it was yesterday. It was 10 years since the Air Malaysia flight went missing. Don't know if you know.
Yeah, I know. That Air Malaysia flight put the wind up me. That's what made me scared of flying, that story.
What do you think happened?
I don't know if I can say too much, Holly.
Okay.
I don't know if I can say too much because I don't know if the audience knows where Tim is. And because Tim told me to keep my mouth shut. So I don't know. Holly's wanting to say something and I'm wanting to say something. But we can't say something because we've been told not to say something.
I don't really know what you're on about.
I do know what I'm on about. So basically, where Tim is located at the moment, Tim has told me not to say anything. And I want to tell you something, and Holly wants to tell you something, but we can't tell you it because we've been sworn to secrecy. So we can't. So Holly, we can't talk any further about what you're talking about because I don't think. Because a lot of people that are on here right now, in fact, probably everybody that's on here right now follows Tim.
No, what I was going to say was, it's just like, what do people think happened? That's the mystery. Have you changed the subject or something?
Why are we talking about
Air Malaysia?
We weren't talking about aircrafts.
We were.
No, we weren't.
Did you change the subject?
Were we talking about aircrafts?
I said the random thing I wanted to say was, by the way, I think it was yesterday, 10 years ago, the Air Malaysia flight went missing.
Yeah, but before you started talking about that, what were we talking about that had got anything to do with that?
Oh, so you did change the subject then. Right, so then.
I'm starting to worry about this wine now.
Yeah, what's going on here?
So Charlotte 19 says he is away filming, that's it. So yeah, nobody knows. Just whisper it. We won't say anything to Tim. No, I can't. Jules B says it's unlike you to keep a secret. I've got to though, because it's to do with the order of how everything's coming out. So I'm not allowed to say, but something happened today.
Oh, I get how you're saying it's related now.
Yeah. So something happened today, and it wasn't a great situation, and it's to do with transportation. So basically, I don't know. I can't tell you. I can't say anything more than that. Yeah, he's filming and you'll find out, but just you can't find out from me right here, right now. Daniel says, sworn to secrecy. The ring depends on it. Exactly. Yeah. Paul says, if Tim got the chance to film from space, would you let him? Yeah, I don't think I'd have a choice, to be honest with you. Most of the places have been like space, so I don't think I'd have much of a choice. The next question we've got is Michelle, and I don't know if I've already answered this actually. Was wondering, apart from moving house, oh no, I haven't answered it, if you had any big plans as a family in the near/far future. Also, have you been to Turkey? Yeah, I've answered the Turkey bit, because obviously Daniel asked it, didn't he? No, not really. We are moving house. Things are... You should never... Until, like, you're in that home, I've been told that you should never get above your station because we're not in it yet. We haven't got the keys. But things are going how they should and we're very close to finishing. So I like to think that hopefully this month we might be moving. In a way, I can't wait. That is a massive family move for us because with the home we've got now, we've we've loved living here and we've created the best memories, and it's the perfect location for us. It's been amazing, but having Thumps, we have outgrown the house, so we've had to sort of move on. But it's been really hard to find the right house because me and Tim both got different tastes in houses. So we've kind of met in the middle on a house that we found where there's things Tim likes that Tim likes, things I like, and you know, and it just works. But there've been houses we looked at in the past and Tim's gone, I don't like that, it's got too much of a modern vibe, I don't like these modern houses. And I've gone, I don't like that one, it's too oldie worldy, it needs too much work, and I don't want to move into a house that needs too much work. I just want to move into one that's fresh to move into. So we've kind of met in the middle with this one, and location has been everything to us, and we've had to get the house that's in the right location. Finding that house in the right location is hell, and it's taken us a good couple of years, well, like say since Casper's been born, where we've gone, we know we need to move, but we're not moving until we've found the right place. So we've struggled in a small house so that we can get the right house because we've waited for it. So I hope this is the right house. And we still have moments where we'll be sort of laying there in bed at night and we'll be like, oh, do you think it'll be like this in the new house? Or do you think it'll be like that? Do you think we could get as cozy when watching TV at night? And we still keep asking ourselves the same questions. I'm like, I don't know, Tim. Like, all we can do is just take each day as it comes, and hopefully we'll grow into the house, because we've been here. Tim's been here for years and I've been here for years. Like when I met Tim, I moved into his house, and we've both been here for such a long time. So I just don't know how we're going to settle. But it's something we've got to do. It's the right thing to do. The time has come. Hello, Bubs. Hi. Hi. Oh, hello. Hello. Oh, you got a snotty nose? I think... Holly, can you grab a tissue? Thanks, darling. He has had a cold for like 2 weeks. I think there's definitely something going round. But then I've had a sore throat for a month, but it's finally okay. So I'm hoping that's... Yay! What? Holly, we don't want to blow his nose on camera. There we go. Yay! Good boy. Come on then. This is what he's been like all day with me, like everything. Are you alright, Pumpies? No. You're going to say hello? No. Say hello to everyone. Say hello. Say hello. I know, he has got a bit of a cough. But we've took him to get him checked out, and they've said his chest is clear, so they said ride it out. That's all we can do, keep his fluids up and ride it out. Wave and say hello. Say hello. Say hello. Say hi. Thumps, tell everyone how you say banana. Can you say banana? Say banana. Say banana. Say banana. Can you say banana? Banana. He never performs when you want him to. Do you know what I mean? Like, every time, like, he'll be sat at home and he'll be, like, chatting away and putting his parts on. And then when I try to get him to say something in front of an audience, he won't do it. Say banana. Banana? Can you say banana? Say banana. All right, Bubs. Holly, he's going to pull my top down in front of everyone.
Bubs.
There we go. Thank you so much, Holly. You are amazing. Sorry about that, everybody. Like, obviously that was Thumps. He can say banana a lot better than that, but he just, he's like, I'm not a performing monkey, mummy. He is so gorgeous, and his curls and everything. He's an absolutely amazing baby. I love him to bits. Jules B says newer houses more energy efficient. Yeah, apparently that is true, but Tim won't move into a new build. He doesn't. He says they've got no character, so he want. I know what he means. Like some of them, like you walk into and they're just like a blank square room. So I kind of get what he means, but I some new builds do have like a little bit of character. So it was finding like the happy medium. Do you know what I mean? It's hard to find the right house because we needed. I never wanted like a big house. So it's no. I don't want a big house. I just wanted. I wanted 3 bedrooms so that we all had a bedroom each. And I wanted a driveway. I wanted a front garden and a back garden. And I wanted space for a dining table. That was pretty much it. I've never been one of these women that have been materialistic. I've never been like, I need to have a walk-in wardrobe or, and we need to have 2 toilets, obviously. But as long as I've got these boxes ticked, I'm a happy woman. Do you know what I mean? And we're in the right location, of course. And that's basically it. But I've never wanted a grand house. I've never been like, oh, God, I have a Beckham style house. We could never afford one anyway. But like, I've never been into fancy things. I've always just been straight, like sort of girl that just wants to have things simple, really. I just want black and white kind of thing and everything to be just easy. And that's all I want. I don't want massive, grand houses. I might change my mind in a few years. Like if I ever win the lottery, I might be like, oh, where's that grand house? But as it stands at the moment, I just want a house that ticks these boxes and that's it. I lived in a home and brought up the family over 19 years. Cried my eyes out when we left. I think I'm going to cry my eyes out when we leave here. Not as much as Tim. Tim's really going to cry. Like that'll be the first time Tim cries because this has been his home for longer than it has been mine. And we've raised Holly here. And yeah, I think we've had lots of Christmases here, lots of birthdays and amazing summers because we live by the beach. And, it's going to be sad. But we're not, luckily, we're not selling it. We're keeping it. But we're like hoping to rent it out actually, but like I said, I don't know, like it's still a bit pending at the moment, but that's the hope. But we haven't sold it, let's put it that way. So we'll see how we go in the future, but the plan is to once we're out of here, providing we get out okay, because like I say, it hasn't happened yet, but providing we get out okay, the plan is to totally patch this up from top to bottom. That's why we haven't really done anything in here for a little while, because we knew we were gonna move, and it was almost like, well, if we're gonna move, we'll just do it when we're out, because we kind of had like a bit of a plan. And yeah, the plan is once we're out and we've got all the furniture out, we're just gonna patch this up top to bottom. Like it does need a lot of paint and stuff like that, and yeah, and then carpets in some places, and then hopefully when everything's spick and span, it'll be in a position where we can holiday let it with a bit of luck. Fingers crossed. But like I say, we take it each day as it comes. That is kind of the plan, and we're seeing when we go from there. But it's nice that it will still be ours, and it's a good investment for our children. Well, I say our children. Holly's 19, she's an adult now, but she's still our child. So for Holly and Casper, so yeah, we're just gonna see how we go with that, really. K-Bay says you take the memories with you. Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, it is just bricks and mortar at the end of the day, and that's why you got to look at it. But you try telling Tim that, like, this has been, it's our home, isn't it? So it's like it's just been there like forever. So it's, yeah, I don't know. That's gonna be hard. But we haven't moved yet, and I daren't sit here and go, oh, when this happens, when that happens, because until that day comes, I'm not gonna, because I know that all sorts can happen when you're buying houses. So until we get them keys in our hands, I'm not, that's why I haven't talked about it much, because you just don't know. Things fall through, don't they? It's like when you're pregnant, nobody admits they're pregnant until they're 3 months in, because it's still early days and things can happen. So, by the way, I'm not pregnant. Thought I'd add that. But that's kind of the same with houses. Until you get them keys, you don't really want to tempt fate, do you? And start going, well, we're going to do this and we're going to do that, because it's just going to be a major disappointment if anything goes wrong. K-Bay says, good idea, Gabby. Chris says, estate agents tell you what to do when letting repaint throughout the new carpets. Yeah, but like I said, we've got a lot of work to do in it. It's going to be hard though, because I don't know how Tim's going to find the time. Like, I know that we're going to have to get people in, but I don't know how Tim's going to find time, because he is so busy. His schedule is crazy. He's got so much lined up. You guys are in for a massive treat. Honest to God, you are. He's got so much going on. So watch this space. You're going to love it. Jenny says, my dad's ashes are in my mum's house, back garden. So when I go home, I feel closer to him. Yeah, that's another thing, isn't it? Like, I haven't, to be fair, we've only buried a goldfish in our garden. Maybe 3 goldfish. How many goldfish have we had all this time? How many goldfish did Holly go through? I don't know.
I had one goldfish called Oscar, and he lived over 10 years.
Really? 10 years?
I think bang on 10 years he did, yeah.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, Holly had a goldfish called Oscar. Yeah, but you had another one after Oscar, didn't you?
I had 2 in that filtered tank.
And then they died. Yeah, the funny thing is, Holly had a goldfish called Oscar when she was a little girl. And like, I knew it lived a long time, and we just totally neglected the tank. Like, awful.
Don't say that.
We did though. Like, we'd be like, oh, we've got to clean the tank out tomorrow. We'll do it tomorrow. We'll do it the next day. Do it the next day.
My reasoning for that is because obviously now they say if you have a fish tank, you've got to have like your filter is key and all that.
But that
stuff
killed the
as
fish.
well. But when I had Oscar, when he lived 10 years, that goldfish, he never had a filter. He was literally just in a bog standard tank with some
Literally a
pebbles
bog.
at the bottom, and he lived 10 years long, and he didn't have a filter or anything.
Yeah. So what about that then? We literally neglected the water. Like, we'd be like, we've got to clean it up tomorrow. And then tomorrow would come and we'd be like, we'll do it the next day. Do it the next day. And Oscar, no word of a lie, we feel like terrible pet owners, but Oscar was neglected. He was. And we're sorry. We were young. We were naive. But he was neglected. And he lived for 10 years. And then we felt really bad when he died at age 10. He had a good life, really, considering we neglected him.
I was actually really upset when he died because I think it's.
He was your friend.
Well, I just had him so long, so many years with him going. It's not funny.
So, yeah, she was upset. It was her only friend. So,
Don't say it like that. It's not like that at all. I just had him for a really long time. He was my only friend.
but when Oscar died, we felt really bad. So we replaced, like, Oscar. We got a new fish, and we thought, right, this time we're going to make sure that this fish lives for 20 years, and we're going to do everything by the book, and we're going to get this filter, and we're going to do this, and we're going to do that. And we did everything by the book. They're saying rip Oscar. Poor Oscar. He had a good life for a goldfish. I'm
And
not
do you
joking.
want to know my reason for calling him Oscar was because obviously, bear in mind when I first got him when I was really young, I called him Oscar because of Shark Tale. Because obviously when I was little I used to watch the cartoon Shark Tale, and the fish's name in Shark Tale was called Oscar. So I called my fish Oscar. It's a great film, that.
It's a good film. Yeah. I used to really like Will Smith till he slapped that geezer, Chris.
Showed his true
Yeah,
colours, didn't it?
I liked him till then. Anyway,
Slap that geezer.
so we replaced the fish, put the filters in and everything, and they didn't last like a couple of days. We did everything by the book, and they died. And then we were like, oh my God, that one's dead. We need to buy another one. And then we buy another one, and that wouldn't last very long either. And I was like, it's got to be because of the filter, right? It's got to be. Then we just gave up. And do you know what? It's more hard work keeping a goldfish than a cat. I'm not joking, because Smidge sorts himself out. He really, really does. Anyway, any more questions? I know that we've gone on to like a goldfish subject. I don't know how we got there. I've got till I drink the rest of this wine and until the Q&A finishes. Hazel says, great night with everyone. I'll have to go now. Hope to see you soon. Thanks, Gabby. Take care. No problem at all, Hazel. Oh, I'm sorry if anyone's got to go. It has been a really, really long live, hasn't it? So I can only apologise. Any more questions while we're on the last bit of wine? Any more? Oh, that's a good one, Joanne. Why is Casper called Thumps? So, obviously, Thumps was an IVF baby. And we struggled to get Casper. And when I found out I was pregnant, they said to me, don't get too excited until your 7-week scan. And we were like, oh, great. So they said, act like you're not pregnant, or, you know, think in your mind like you're not until your 7 weeks scan, because you don't want to build your hopes up, blah, blah, because, you know, it's early days, you could lose it. And we're like, great. And then when we had the 7-week scan, we sat there and we saw the heartbeat. And once we saw that heartbeat, it clarified that we were pregnant. And we were like, we've got a thumper, because it was thumping. And then that was it then. And then the bump was Thumper. And then the name kind of transitioned over time. And then it went from like Thumper to Thumps to Thumpies. Or thumpy thumpers. And yeah, it just, yeah, that's why basically. And people think, well, the trolls have said, oh, you're so cruel, you know, that you call him Thumps. And it's like, actually, we call him it because of a really, really good thing, you know. But people just don't realise, I think, you know. He is a miracle baby. He really, really is. Karen says, have you ever been starstruck? Like, not really. Like, the only time I was ever really starstruck was when we did some work at EastEnders, and I saw, like, Stuart, you know, the guy who played Stuart, saw him in the change rooms, and, well, not the change rooms, like the waiting room to go out to go and do your scene, and we were waiting to do our scene. And when I saw Stuart, I was like, oh my God, it's Stuart. And like, we had a little bit of a chat with Phil Mitchell, and he said to me, you can tell you're from Norfolk, he said to me, and I went, oh, what gives that away? He said, I know that accent because I've got family in Kings Lynn. And we chatted to him for a little bit. And then when I did the scene where I was acting as Honey, I had to do a scene with Billy. So I had to turn around and look at Billy Mitchell. So basically they filmed the back of my head as Honey, and it was Billy facing me. So I did a scene, and it was like the Duffs right at the end, but it was mainly focused on Billy's face, but you'd got like the back of my head, and everyone thought it was Honey's, but it was my head. But the fact I was in that scene with Billy Mitchell, I was like, this is really surreal. This is crazy. So that's a really, really nice like moment, to be honest with you. But I had actually seen the guy that plays, his name's Perry, and I'd seen him in Gran Canaria in a cafe that we go to before, but I don't think he'd remember me. I can't remember if I actually mentioned that I'd seen him before. I can't remember, because I was chatting to him for a little while before we were doing the scene. And that's probably when I was like, you know, like starstruck, because I was like, I am in this scene with Billy Mitchell and he's looking at me in the way he would look at Honey, and that's just really nuts when I think about it. But since doing EastEnders, I don't really care anymore. Like, if I've seen a celebrity or anything like that, it didn't bother me. And then when we were in the later days of doing the EastEnders, it didn't bother me either, because I'd got a little bit used to it. that sounds really egotistical, but you do. You just sort of start to get on with your job and then you sort of don't really think about it. But when you have your first few visits there, it is like, oh my God. And then that's it. And then I was also in a scene where the girl that played Tina, so I played Tina, I played Tina's hand in a death scene. So it was my hand that was laying there, and she was doing the scene before me, and my hand wouldn't stop shaking. And I think it was the angle my hand was at and what it was resting on. I shake anyway, like because of my anxiety, but it was like almost like the nerve that it was on. And the girl that played Tina was going, your hand's not naturally meant to like be like that. That's why it's shaking. And we were having a bit of a conversation, and that felt quite surreal as well. Like I was having a conversation with Tina, but then you do sort of get used to it. And then by the time I did a scene where I was Sonia holding a necklace and they were filming my hands, like she was at that scene, but I didn't really think anything of it, and I was interacting with her and I didn't really think, because that moment had passed where at whole like, oh, I'm starstruck. So I think you do kind of, when you start doing it, you do start to get a little bit used to it. But to be fair, I haven't seen a celebrity for a long time now. Like, because as soon as I got pregnant, like I'm still on the books, on the agency books, but I just can't leave Casper to go to London to do it. I can't do it. And for the money you get paid, it's not worth me leaving Casper to go and do it. And it's not worth me bringing someone with me to look after Casper while I do it. It's just don't pay enough. It's good pay, but it's not enough once you think about your travel and all that sort of thing. So I've not really done anything for them since Casper's been born. But now when Casper gets into nursery, hopefully I'll sort of start doing some more bits. You never know. Fingers crossed. Michelle says, you guys should really do a meet and greet. It is highly unlikely to bump into you in the street as we are miles away from you. Dan and I would love to meet you. Well, whereabouts do you live, Michelle? Obviously, you don't feel obliged on there, but I didn't really know where you were based, to be honest with you. Yeah, but like, I thought about doing a meet and greet, but it's only me and Tim, so like that'd just be a bit weird, wouldn't it? Like, I don't know if anyone would come. Me and Tim would sit there like with a meet and greet and nobody would come. Jenny says, do you want to do more acting? Yeah, Jenny, I absolutely love doing the acting. I really did. I loved it. I felt the plan was actually that if the IVF weren't successful, that I was going to do the singing and the acting side by side, and eventually I was going to let go of the, my job at Richardson's, because Richardson's is a great company to work for and I love my time there. But people just move on, don't they? And I was ready to move on. So I had Casper anyway and things moved on in that direction. But the plan was if it didn't, then I would have done the acting and done that. So I did have a little bit of a plan in my mind. Was Holly your bridesmaid at yours and Tom's wedding? Who's Tom, Shirley? Dada? Is Tom Dada? Really? Dada's gone away. He'll be back soon though. Yeah, he'll be back soon. Yeah, can you say banana? Can you say banana? Can you say banana for everyone? Can you say banana?
What was that one you were saying?
If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. Not my face. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. No, not my boobs. Oh, Bubba, you're so cute. You're so cute. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna have to leave you because it's becoming a bit of a challenge. But thank you so much for tuning. It's because I've got Q&A in my mind. For tuning into my Q&A this Saturday night. Stop putting your hand down my top. Thank you so much for tuning in. I will do another Q&A. I think this has been really successful this evening. I think it's worked quite well. I'm sorry it's gone on and on and on. I didn't realise what the time was. I didn't know how long we'd been live. But we will do another one. And don't forget that I will be doing coffee morning. Oh, sorry, everyone. I'll be doing coffee morning on Monday at 11 o'clock. So do tune in for that. If you haven't subscribed to me, make sure that you do subscribe. Hit the notification bell and give this live a thumbs up if you haven't done so already. That would be absolutely amazing. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, Gabby Starbuck Vocalist, and follow me also on Facebook, Gabby Starbuck Vocalist /entertainer. I nearly knocked the camera over then. So yeah, follow me on Facebook, and I've got a vlog coming up next week, which is going to be where we're in Blackpool. So hopefully you'll really, really enjoy that. So that's coming up next. So there's loads coming up. And then I've got the baking one for Easter. There's so much going on my channel. Thumps! This is Holly's babysitting. So yeah, get involved. Come and join me on the coffee morning. That would be absolutely amazing. But from now on, I just want to say thank you. Thank you to the mods for giving up your time. Thank you to you for giving up your Saturday night as well. It's been absolutely amazing. And I promise that we'll probably do one of these once a month. If you would like to, let me know in the comments. Drop a comment. If you want to do one once a month, please let me know. But from now on, it's goodbye from me. I think I better go get some dinner. And bye from Holly. And bye from Thumpies. Say bye-bye, Thumpies. Come and say bye-bye.
No, he wants to go now.
Told you, he doesn't, he's not a performing monkey. He won't perform when he wants to. Anyway, see you later, everyone. I'll see you soon. Bye.